Welcome to this second class for chapter 6 and this is 7th class otherwise. Okay, you can sing along, you can move along, that raises the energy automatically and then energetically we can enter into the class. This is what I feel. Rest is your wish. If you don't like it, you can mute it till you see me. Okay, right. Yes, आप भी बोल सकते हैं कि कौन सा गाना बजाना है आपको. Okay, now because we have studied RCM in the last class, आज reverse ही चलते हैं. Always I do is I start with the yesterday's class and I revise everything 9-1, 9-2, 9-3, 9-4 and then we start today's class. Right or not? Today we'll do it reverse way. Today's target is to help you get 4 out of 4 marks by studying composition scheme, by writing all the concepts. Just write it once. It will not take more than 15-20 minutes. Notes are there. Read it with me. And third way, I think around, let me see how many, 10 to 12 problems are there for composition. All the problems we will solve in class. Some I will solve, some I will make you solve. 11 problems are there. So this is the 3-way planning to complete composition scheme, because I'm always saying that GST is vast, no doubt. बहुत है. Exemptions and you have to study by exception, leave something, do something. But the level of the questions asked in exam is super duper easy. It's very easy. After doing composition, I'll tell you how they are going to ask you a 3 to 4 marks question on composition scheme, and of course for MCQs also. There's a small amendment also. So directly open your notebooks. Anything you have in your mindset. See, the reason of not taking this live and taking it here is so that you open up. You unmute and ask if you have any doubt. Keep the chat box active. Yes, it's on right now. Chat box. So any doubts you have, you can put it there also. Pucho. Because if something is there in your mind, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Okay? Right? Schedule for the coming classes, because done with now only 2 classes are left for the DT Direct Tax Sarathi batch. Today was the third and wonderful class for TCS and AMT in section 10AA. Please remember this one line, all of you. Section 10AA is not exemption now. It is presented in the answer sheet also with deductions. So when you get message that I am taking total income practice class in the next week, please join. And Monday onwards, continuously we are doing time of supply, place of supply, value of supply. All classes are going to go in the flow. Okay? Right. Chalo. No doubt, then I am starting with composition. Someone can please share this amendments in the group. ये देखो हमने कल लिखे थे ना, especially the e-commerce operator. Till last year it was only radio cabs. Now they have added accommodation and hotels, housekeeping, restaurant, all this also. So if you can just share it in the group, in the WhatsApp, whatever way you have written, beta, no problem. Chalo. We will take up right now composition scheme. Whatever I am making, this whole chapter is having only 2 sections, section 9 and section 10. So right now we are in section 10, which is talking about composition scheme. Bracket में लिखो for small taxable person. Taxable तो होना है. Ma'am, what's the definition of small taxable person? That's what I'm making you write. So you write, and everything is included in section 10.1. Sure, it's a promise that you all will write this and share it in WhatsApp. WhatsApp or Telegram, jahan bhi aap connected. I think most of you have filled up the form, so we have added you in the WhatsApp group, right? Okay. So composition levy we will start with. This concept says what? Okay. Ki if your turnover, this is a kind of scheme. So the first line you all should write is, this scheme is optional. Who is a taxpayer? The person who is registered and liable to pay tax. It's optional for him. If he wants, he can go for composition, or if he doesn't want, he can go for regular tax. Output minus input and claim the tax. Okay. This scheme is optional. Okay. What is the regular scheme? Whatever may be your turnover, what is the regular scheme? Output tax minus input tax is the tax payable. Have we done it from day one, dear students? Output tax is the tax which I collect on sales. Input tax is the tax which I pay on all my purchases or raw material if I am a manufacturer. And difference is my tax payable which I pay to government. That's my regular scheme. In composition scheme, now write down features. In composition scheme, put a dash and write down features. In composition scheme, number 1, no input tax credit. You will not take input tax credit on output sales. Nominal tax. What are that nominal tax rates? I'll say. But you cannot take input tax credit. You are a chota mota composition dealer or trader or manufacturer, and your output tax you take nominal tax. Next is you cannot issue tax invoice. You all know tax issue invoice can be issued by a registered supplier who himself is registered, and the buyer can claim input tax credit. So if you are a composite dealer, you cannot issue tax invoice. Okay. इसी point में लिखो, instead issue bill of supply. I'm just teaching all this on my own, not having any notes, but these are the pointers. If they are fitted in your mind, 4 out of 4 marks are yours. No input tax. Any point is not clear, don't wait for the end of the class. Unmute and ask, or ask me to pause if you're writing. Can you all put me a message? Are you all writing? Yes. Why is it necessary to write? Because we know how much effort we are putting in income tax capital gain problem. 30 to 40 problems we have done. So here the aim is to give you clarity of the concept so that you score best marks in GST for sure. Thank you all of you for the response. Chalo. So you cannot claim input tax credit. You are out of that supply ka chain. On output tax, some nominal amount of tax you have to pay. Cannot issue a tax invoice because the whoever is buyer from the composition tax, he cannot claim the input tax credit. So you just issue the bill of supply. Bas, baat khatam. Bill of supply de do and it will be done for you. Okay, they can also go for quarterly return, monthly payment, QRMP, very popular scheme. QRMP, quarterly return. You know, generally GST compliances are very hectic for every registered person. Every month, whatever is my input I have to put in GSTR to be thoda to auto populate hota hai, baki pura you have to check. If I have purchased from say Shirisha, she has only not paid the tax, I can't avail input tax credit. Second is jo sales hai, of that I have to file the return by 10th. Then output minus input, whatever is the tax payable, even if it is nil, every month the registered person has to file 2 return, monthly payment and many other compliances. So here it is like hassle free. Every 3 months ke baad just once file your return. Of course annual return and all will be there, but tax payment you can do monthly. Whatever is your turnover, on that say 1% pay the tax. Nominal tax rates are given. If you want, you can write here. It's 1%, 6% in some cases, and 5%. Ma'am, what is where, that I will show. कौन से क्या rate लगेंगे? So this is the feature of the composition scheme. Okay. Now, most important is section 10.1 and 10.2 is talking about eligibility. Okay, one important point. Before we write this, I want all of you to write composite dealer can purchase. ये एग्जाम में बहुत पूछते हैं. You know how they ask composite dealer? 2 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark, 4 bits. So one of the bit will be this, ki composite dealer can purchase interstate, but they cannot sell interstate. Interstate purchase कर सकते हैं, they can. I can buy from Mumbai and sell it in Hyderabad. But if I am buying in Hyderabad and selling in Chennai, not allowed. I can't go for composition if I am doing interstate sale. There are many others who are not eligible for composition scheme now. Next is eligibility. What is the eligibility, ma'am? What do you mean by small traders? Who can go for the composition scheme? Eligibility. And for eligibility, let us say section 10.1 and section 10.2. Okay. Who are eligible to go for this? So a registered person whose turnover, which turnover? Aggregate turnover is less than 1.50 crore. A registered person whose aggregate turnover in PPY, preceding financial year, if my turnover is 130 lakhs, that is 1 crore and 30 lakhs. This year I can go for composition, it's optional. Even if my turnover is last year only 60 lakhs, I don't want to go for composition. Chup chap, I will take input tax credit, output tax, I will give the tax invoice, let it pass on. I would like to be, yeah, you can. This is just optional. And you know, please take a pause and all of you go to section 44 AD and AD and all. There, once you opt out, you can't opt in for 5 years. Here, every year. Just see what is last year's turnover. Is last year's turnover 60 lakhs? Yes, you can. Last year's turnover is 160 lakhs? No. This year you cannot opt for composition. Ma'am, again there was a dip in the business and next year it was 120 lakhs. Then beyond that, can I take up? Yes. Right? So a registered person whose aggregate turnover in the preceding, कितना पूछते हैं MCQs में, this limit 150 lakhs. Up to less than and equal to 150 lakh, you can. Beyond that, now what do you mean by aggregate turnover? On this only 4 marks question is asked in past exam, which I'm going to take here. हाँ, तो पहले लिखो. For 8 states, the limit is, for 8 states, aggregate turnover limit is half of this, 75 lakhs. Ma'am, what are those states? Are they asking these questions or not? Just look at your papers. Like many of you are writing CMA exam, some of you are writing CA, some you said are writing both. Then good, I collected all the data and thank you. Keep responding. Not even a single post in the WhatsApp or Telegram will be just for the sake of doing. किसके पास भी time नहीं है. So if some poll is conducted or something is being done, make sure you all take part. Right. So everything about composition dealer until now, whatever you have written is clear to all of you. Yahan tak. Now, what is the turnover limit for entering composition scheme in the preceding previous year? My financial year is 23-24. So in 22-23, if my aggregate turnover is less than or up to 150 lakhs, I am a chota mota manufacturer or trader, then I will go. In 8 states, the limit is 75 lakhs. Now, how do you remember those 8 states' name? Yeah. Some ways I thought I'll make you remember those 8 states' name. That's why I was making something. Nastu karke I had written. Just to make it easier, because the same thing we will be doing in the registration chapter also. Nestu M3s. मैम ये क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं? नेस्टूज M3s. These are those 8 special states. Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh. Don't write Andhra Pradesh. It's Arunachal Pradesh. Nagaland. S is for Sikkim. All these are northeastern states. So Sikkim. Okay. Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh. Then S stands for Sikkim. T stands for Tripura. And U stands for Uttarakhand. अभी इससे ज्यादा geography नहीं पूछना. We have to remember these states' name, whether they are eligible for composition scheme, and these limits are asked in MCQs. So we have made this as NES2 M3S. Last time also my students, they gave more better ideas than this. So most welcome. I would be so happy when students say, ma'am, ye galat hai, ye acha hai. It's absolutely okay. Flexible in all the ways. And if you have a good idea, you can say Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Tripura, Uttarakhand. These are 5 states. And M is all those chotu, those M series. Huh? Manipur, exactly North Indian states. Manipur, Mizoram, and Meghalaya. These are beautiful unexplored places. मैं composition scheme ही पढ़ा रही हूँ. But because I have visited, I can literally say, only if you must have seen in Tango Charlie, it's not enough. They are really unexplored. Living root bridges and whatnot is there in Cherrapunji, Shillong, and Meghalaya. So very nice places. Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya. 3 M's. These states, if your turnover is up to 75 lakhs. And you know, this is the limit on pan-India basis. Don't say, ma'am, every state. No. This limit is pan-India basis. Okay. I want all of you to write here. Limit is pan-India basis. Keep patience. I will just show you with example how they calculate the turnover. And some of you may be feeling कि मैम ये क्या छोटी छोटी बातों में मैम अटक गए हैं. So these are the 4 marks question from your past exam which will become. So who are eligible for composition scheme is clear, right? Now these limits are calculated on pan-India basis, right? Okay. Yeah. These are the limit for goods. So I want somewhere space is there. Just write down for goods. And now for services. If I am a chartered accountant and I am just providing some services and my gross receipts are less than or up to 50 lakhs. These are exactly same in 44AB, tax audit limit also. Services wala. Gross receipts less than 50 lakhs. I can go for. I am a chartered accountant in teaching and auditing. Okay. So मैं tax audit करती हूँ, practice करती हूँ और teaching में हूँ. I'm not actually into practice. I've surrendered my COP after 2010. मतलब while surrendering, literally I got call कि ma'am, having this seniority benefit, why you want to surrender? But income tax GST subject is very dynamic. If you want to justify teaching and see your students becoming CAs, we can't justify, I felt, so I left it. But just saying if my gross receipts are 48 lakhs, can I go for composition? See, as a CA, I am also receiving so many services, internet and AMCs, where I am paying GST. So I don't want to do output and input and pay the tax and all. मुझे नहीं करना है. If my receipts are 48 lakhs, on 48 lakhs, 6% I will pay GST, bye-bye. Quarterly return, nothing I have to do. So that's the eligibility for this. Okay. So for goods, it is there. For services, it is there. Right. Now, there's one latest amendment here. Then I'll go to the definition of aggregate turnover, which is asked for 3 months. Latest amendment is there, which says that along with sale of goods, services can be given. See, when they started composition, no, dear students, they said composition scheme optional is only for goods. Services mein only restaurant was there. Because restaurant, what do they buy? Paneer and food items and dairy items, and they sell. So very difficult output input. So they say, okay, restaurant pay 5% and buy. Don't bother. Output input kich mein don't go. Whatever is your turnover. So when they allowed restaurant or other services, se humne kya bura kiya hai? I'm a chartered accountant. My gross receipts is 30 lakhs. My friend is an advocate. His gross receipts is 42 lakhs. Why can't we go for composition? They said, okay, go. Either goods or service. Now I'm going to a different category. I'm selling goods. For example, mine is a sari showroom. But then along with the sari showroom, we are giving some services also, like tailoring services. Yeah, got it? So then are we eligible for the composition? Along with sale of goods, services can be given. Answer is yes. But they have put up a limit and 100% chances of getting this example. आप सीधा example लिख लो तो वो clear हो जाए. Example is turnover, मतलब sale of goods का turnover है 120 lakhs. Okay. Then services up to EBIT 10% of turnover or 5 lakh, whichever is higher is allowed. Any student listening to me or anyone watching recording with 1.5 speed, yeah, composition, no, half an hour I'll complete. I'm not taking a marathon class. And as a teacher, literally, I have taught composition scheme in half an hour. बहुत offline classes में पढ़ाया. Then why I'm taking more time? Because even if they ask you the case, you have to write this. Like in residential status, you have to write the condition. Out of the last 10 years, 2 years, he should be resident. Out of the last 7 years, ऐसे लिखना पड़ेगा. इसलिए हम लिख रहे हैं. Suppose turnover is 120 lakhs. Services up to 10% of the turnover. That's how much? 12 lakhs or 5 lakhs, whichever is higher. So up to 12 lakh services are allowed. 12 lakh services, ये सब 120 में include होगा. All उसमें include होगा turnover goods में सब. So 120 lakhs का 10%, that is up to 12 lakh, you can give the services. I'll read out from the book. So it will be like a second revision. Then when we solve the problem, third. Done. Are you all clear? Anyone is having any doubt here? Along with sale of goods, you want to go, then 1.5 crore or 75 lakhs, 8 states. Services, 50 lakh. Ma'am, along with goods, I want to give some services. I am a bookseller, but I keep webinars for my students to whom I sell my Sarathi compiler. So then I'm giving services. So services up to 10% of the turnover or 5 lakh, whichever is higher is allowed. Clear? Right? Suppose let us take example 1 हो गया. एक और example ले लेते हैं. Second वाला. Suppose your turnover is 40 lakhs. Now you all know that if it is only goods up to 40 lakhs तो exempt है. तो 40 lakhs के ऊपर registration होगा. चलो, let us take it 45 lakhs. Then what is the EBIT? 10% of 45 lakhs. That is 4.5 lakhs. Or what is the BBIT? 5 lakh. 5 lakh, whichever is higher. So in 45 lakhs, you can give the services along with the sale of goods up to 5 lakhs. But this all the limits 150 lakhs, 75 lakhs, all this is regarding the aggregate turnover. So next thing, finish writing this much. What is the definition of aggregate turnover? So pan India basis means all my branches in Hyderabad, Chennai, Kolkata, Pune, Nagpur, Delhi, all I will include in the definition of aggregate turnover. Right? We'll include all in the definition of aggregate turnover. I've given that in the definition, but I want all of you to write. Aggregate turnover includes, likho. Aggregate turnover includes taxable supply. Whatever is your taxable supply. And very smartly, I'm making you write supply, huh? Goods hai, services hai, sab. Then exempt supply. What is exempt supply, dear students? In bracket, we can write nil rate, zero rate, or non-taxable supply. Bolo, अच्छा है, clear है? You can check the definition in the second chapter. Exempted supply, either the rate is nil or it's zero. Nil rate or zero rate में भी फर्क है. And or it is non-taxable supply. These are all exempted supply, but for ma'am, on exempted supply, there is no GST, no, but you will include it for calculating the turnover for this. And then we will calculate the export supply. See, when you supply from SEZ and all, export supply पे भी कुछ भी नहीं है, right? Still we will take. And then we will take interstate supply. So many times it's a deemed interstate supply, like stock transfer and all. From Hyderabad, I'm sending the goods to Nagpur. So all this is included. And here I'm writing to calculate the turnover pan India basis for all branches. For all branches. Example, if you want to write, Hyderabad का turnover है 60 lakhs, मुंबई का है 20 lakhs, नागपुर का है 30 lakhs. How much it is total? 60 plus 80 and 30. Total. What's my total aggregate turnover? 90 and 110 lakhs. Can opt for composition. As good as I have solved 3 problems. Write down. So all my branches with same pan, we call them as distinct entity. सब ले लेंगे. Enjoy करके पढ़ो. Composition is a topic. If you are sparing 1 hour 45 minutes with me right now, till exam बस एक glance देख लेना. You will never forget it. That easy. I am only saying like 3 days I have been teaching TDS. It was so hectic for me. और उसके बाद भी अभी याद ही करना पड़ता है बार बार. Okay, 194C, ma'am, 2%, 194R, 10%, like that. So many limits and rates, तो you need to, frankly speaking, रट्टा ही मानना है. इसको कुछ नहीं. ये तो conceptual है. Aggregate turnover is taxable supply, exempted supply, export, interstate supply, all. If it is less than 150 lakhs for all the branches, go for composition. Now this excludes taxes. Taxes में क्या आएगा? CGST, SGST, IGST. See, always in turnover we add the GST, but for aggregate turnover, remove the GST. Second one is very beautiful. Most of the students are confused. I hope you are not confused because हमने RCM पढ़ा है. What's the full form of RCM? Tuck the answer should come. If you are using a laptop, you can unmute and speak up. RCM पढ़ा हमने. Why you all are so hesitant? दीप्ति मैम से डर लगता है?
Reverse charge mechanism.
Yes, thank you. And chat boxes में भी आ गए answer. Good, good, good. The more you dare in the classroom, the more you perform in the outside world, and the superb you perform in exam. If it is wrong, it's okay. पूरा ज्ञान लेके आए तो आप मेरा क्लास क्यों सुनेंगे? You've just come to learn here, right? So reverse charge mechanism में I am the recipient. I have purchased the goods from Satish. Satish is unregistered. I am recipient. Like he's having 2-3 cabs and I am a company. Arch, yaad hai example, Arch Company Limited. I am receiving services from him. Transport for my employees. So he's unregistered. I am receiving the services. I am paying the GST on reverse charge mechanism, but I can still avail input tax credit. Now, in case of RCM, where I'm taking input tax credit, first of all, common sense is it my sale or is it my purchase? It's my purchase, either purchase or my expense. Are you getting? Right? I have purchased the goods from unregistered dealer, and because I am registered, I am liable to pay GST. But this is my purchase. I am paying GST on RCM basis to government, but I am claiming input tax credit. This is my purchase. How can I include it in aggregate turnover? सवाल ही नहीं है. समझ में आ रहा है? So RCM purchases or inputs on which ITC is claimed. Superb. RCM purchases or inputs. So this I have sold intrastate. This I have sold interstate. This I have sold exempted. In all these also I have paid the tax left hand side, but I'm taking. But on RCM, if I have paid the tax, I'm not taking. You know why I'm not taking? Because on that ITC I'm claiming, and that's my purchases. So remove it. And the third one to be removed is loan or deposit on which interest is received. You know, interest income is not taxable under GST. Interest income or discount is not taxable in GST. So if I have given loan or deposit to someone, frankly speaking, going by the legal definition, loan or deposit is called as actionable claim. And actionable claims are not taxable in GST except lottery, betting, gambling. पुराने नाम, नए जो ऐड हो गए वो क्या क्या ऐड हुए हैं? ऑनलाइन गेमिंग, कैसीनो, horse races. Now from this year, these three also GST is levied. Someone was asking me in the last class, Kshitij, I think, that GST on online gaming, how is it levied? So it's 28%. And on online gaming, TDS is also deducted 194B. आप कंफ्यूज मत हो जाओ, पहली बार सुन रहे तो सिर्फ सुन लो, ये मत सोचो कि मैम कैसे बोल रहे हैं, हमको कब लर्न होगा, हो जाएगा. Once again, on online gaming, I'm paying 28% tax, and on online gaming, TDS is also deducted 30%, like lottery and all that. 194B, BA, BB. These are the three sections. Now, same way here, if I have given loan or deposit and you are giving me interest, GST, this is not a service I'm giving. I'm saying this is outrightly exempt. Frankly, it's a service only. I'm giving you my 1 lakh rupees. Use karo, enjoy karo, interest pay kar dena. पर इस पे GST नहीं लगता. That's it. So what is included in the aggregate turnover? Taxable supply, exempted supply, export. See, this is included only as a benchmark to see whether we are crossing 150 lakhs or not. Once we are not crossing, then GST is always chargeable on taxable and exempt supply. Exempt पे तो लगता है. किस पे क्या लगेगा? I will say. Followed or not. See, once I'll make you write. Aggregate turnover, all inclusive. Aggregate turnover, all inclusive, used to check 150 lakhs or 75 lakhs, 150 lakhs or 75 lakhs turnover limit लिख सकते हैं. Are you all clear what I am saying? Aggregate turnover, all inclusive. This is used to check. But once you are within the limit, then GST is payable on taxable turnover. GST 1% and all is always payable on taxable. You can't pay output GST on all this. तब तो dealer मर जाएगा, वो बोलेगा अरे composite नहीं, I'll go for regular only. Why I should pay tax on all these supplies? At least 50% also, if you have followed, the learning part will become very, very easy. And as I said, clear to you, quarterly return and all. Now, how in this turnover we can write the example that, okay. Next point I want all of you to write is one state composition, all state composition. Example. आज बहुत एग्जाम्पल दिमाग में आ रहे हैं सब अपने मन से. ये थर्ड हो गया. फोर्थ एग्जाम्पल लिखो. एग्जाम्पल फोर्थ. तेलंगाना. We are in Telangana, Hyderabad. The turnover is 60 lakhs. We want to go for composition. Maharashtra, Nagpur, my native place. There say the turnover is 50 lakhs. We want to go for regular scheme. Regular scheme. NA, not allowed. Literally you write like this, your speed will increase in the exam because दिमाग नहीं लगाना पड़ेगा, एकदम से याद आ जाएगा. See, all India basis we have seen your turnover, but now you can't say, ma'am, Telangana, no, I want to go for composition, no input output. Maharashtra, even if it is 50 lakhs, I want to go for regular, I want to claim input and pass on. No, you don't have a choice. One state composition, all state composition. One state also goes out, all the state will go out of the composition scheme. और एक और बात है, did you remember the names? Give some comment. ये NAS2 अच्छा लगा आपको? टर्नओवर का लिमिट मैंने कहाँ बताया? यहाँ NAS2, नागालैंड, अरुणाचल प्रदेश, सिक्किम, त्रिपुरा, उत्तराखंड. ये तो हो गया. उत्तरांचल also many times it's called. And 3 M's, मणिपुर, मेघालय, मिजोरम. ये तो हो गया. All the 8 states. Now you know what? Once they have asked this also, how easy questions are asked from this chapter, can't see. Like they'll tell you in Manipur, the turnover is 42 lakhs. Okay. In Gujarat, the turnover is 50 lakhs. Can opt for composition. This is a question to you all. सब दीप्ति मैम नहीं पढ़ाते ना, आप बोलो. मणिपुर में my turnover is 42 lakhs. Gujarat, my turnover is 50 lakhs. Can we opt for composition?
No, ma'am.
Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay. Why no?
It is above 75 lakhs.
Yes. Turnover limit, what is there for the Manipur state? 42 lakhs. But in Gujarat, how much? 50. So total has become 92 lakhs. And one state also, pan India basis, one state is also in NAS2. Then limit for you is 75 lakhs. Though, very good answer. Though total turnover, I hope your genuine wala confidence is getting boosted by answering this. Though total turnover is just 92 lakhs and we are very much in the limit of 150 lakhs. But one state also in NAS2. I'm writing NAS2. You can write 8 states, whatever you write. One state also in NAS2. Then limit for composition scheme. कितना हो जाएगा बेटा composition scheme के लिए limit 75 lakhs. And he has crossed 75 lakhs. So not eligible. For composition limit of turnover is 75 lakhs and he is not eligible. This will be super clear when I teach you section 20 to 24 for registration. There also it's like that. These 8 states, the registration limit is low, 10 lakhs. So one of it is also in the NAS2, no? For all India basis, the registration limit is 10 lakhs and above. Now, last beautiful part which books don't say, but asked in exam. Suppose, okay, I had a question for all of you before I move ahead. You have to see last year's turnover, PPY. PP matlab pani puri nahi hai. PP matlab preceding previous year. I am saving my energy because all this is coming out of mind. So lot of where I am writing abbreviations, please allow me. आप लिखना दीप्ति मैम ने एग्जाम 99 में क्लियर कर लिए हैं. So don't write abbreviations in exam because Dipti ma'am taught us like this. So what I'm saying is, we will see in the PPY, if the turnover is less than 150 lakhs, this year I can opt for. Okay. So that is fine. Ki last year's turnover. What will happen to a new business? We are just starting a new business and we are not able to decide whether we should go for composition or regular. Tab kya kare? And let me tell you, if you are a part of a branded showroom, for example, Woodland, we have 30 stores across twin cities in Hyderabad, Sikandrabad for Woodland. So Woodland ka franchise, if I am taking McDonald's ka franchise, I anyhow cannot go for the composition. ये सब और detail ITC में. You got my question or not? Huh? My question to you all is that these are the turnover limits. Now I can go for composition or not. चलो लिख के करके देते हैं. मतलब लास्ट ईयर का बेंचमार्क है तो ठीक है. व्हाट अबाउट द न्यू बिजनेस? न्यू बिजनेस day one, if they want, they can go for regular, or they can opt for composition, or they can go without registration till 40 lakhs. See, I'll give you an example. ये भी आ चुका है एग्जाम में और इतने मजे से पूछते हैं इसको. एग्जाम्पल 6. 1st of April 2023 you started a new business. Till 30th of November 2023 छोटे मोटे डीलर थे. आपका टर्नओवर है 40 lakhs. Because your turnover is 40 lakhs, no registration. Ma'am, no registration, then no GST. किचकिची नहीं है. मैं छोटा मोटा ट्रेडर स्मॉल रिटेल शोरूम रेमंड्स का डाल दिया. अभी तो मेरा टर्नओवर 40 lakhs है. The date crossed 40 lakhs, 30th of November. Am I eligible for registration the very next day? Within 30 days, I have to apply for registration and all. Okay. Now, 30th November, say 31st of January 2024. My turnover went up to say 110 lakhs. So now 0 to 40 lakhs, no registration. 40 lakhs to 110 lakhs. कितना होता है 40 और 50? जो additional 70 lakhs, this is cumulative turnover. So 40 lakhs to 110 lakhs. Am I liable for registration? Yes. What is my turnover? 70 lakhs. Now on this, how much registration should I do and what tax I should pay? I want the answer from all of you. He'll go for regular or composition, 40 to 110. Very beautiful one by one step question I am answering. जो मन में आए वो बोलो, बिंदास बोलो. I am not judging you कि you are right or wrong. I didn't even know which student is answering what. But the more you dare in the classroom, I am telling you वो confidence build हो जाएगा कि you और फिर बाद में ना ऑफलाइन क्लास, आप तो ऑनलाइन पढ़ रहे हो, ऑफलाइन में इफ आई आस्क नो, धीरे से बोलते हैं नेबर को, देख मैं बोली थी ना यही आंसर, अरे उसको मत बोलो, मेरे को बोलो. And if it is wrong, it's such a beautiful ego pinch, no? This is your own place. यहाँ भर भर के गलतियां करना, अभी तो कुछ नहीं है. Let us go to time of supply, value of supply, ITC. We'll start doing 8 to 10 problems in one class. So up to 40 lakhs, no registration. Next 70 lakhs, he's asking you. You are his advisor, legal advisor, GST practitioner. Say, क्या करूं? Regular चले जाऊं, composition करूं, क्या करूं? I don't have a benchmark of last year. It's a new business. अरे तुक्का मार दूं?
Madam,
चलेगा?
we'll opt for a composition.
Yes. Can you come again?
We'll opt for a composition scheme. Turnover is less than 1.5 crores.
Yes, very good. He can go for composition. And he will pay, say, composition, there are various rates, 1%, 5%, 6% on services. But right now saying it's a manufacturer, we'll take 1% GST on 70 lakhs. Oh, once you have come in composition, no, 110 lakhs pe GST do. Listen, 2 minutes. You're going to write DT, IDT exam. Saath mein, what I'm saying now, it should be very clear. And if it is more confusing, ask me to repeat 5 times. Make it clear. In income tax, TDS section, okay, say 194C, single payment exceeds 30,000. तो GST लगता है. 10,000 no GST, 10,000 no GST, 10,000 no. Fourth 10,000. Once you exceed 30,000 and you have paid 40,000 contract payment, on the whole 40,000 GST TDS is to be charged in that last 10,000. Do you all remember? Jahan limit exceed hui on the whole amount. Composition it is not like that. First 40 lakhs I was unregistered. Why I should pay tax? When I crossed 40 lakhs, I did my registration. Followed all of you? Yeah, invoice wise breakup नहीं होगा वहां से. फिर 40 to 110, 70 lakhs. How much GST I am liable to pay? 1%. Okay, chalo. Let me show you the next one. Yes, dear, correct it is. Composition scheme he can go for. Exactly 40 minutes are over. Just see in the next 30 minutes you will revise the concept and then we'll solve. Screen कहाँ चले गई मेरी? 1 minute. 1 minute, dear students. Yeah. Okay. Now 110 lakhs. To say 28th of February, next month, they touched 150 lakhs. So this 40 lakhs composition, 1% GST on 40 lakhs. Can you please write? अभी यहाँ पे 150 हो गया. Now till 31st March, the turnover went to 180 lakhs out of GST. What is the date he is out of GST? 28th February. Bye-bye. In the running year, wherever you cross 150 lakhs, bye, you are out of GST. So from 150 to 180 on 30 lakhs, say the taxes. 1 minute. Yeah. Say the taxes. On 30 lakhs, the tax is to be paid, say 18% is my normal tax. So 30 lakhs pay 18% tax लगेगा. Write down this example and ask your doubts. You can definitely ask me, ma'am, अगर ऐसा हुआ तो वैसा हुआ तो आपके मन में जो doubt है पूछो. Unless you don't understand this, we will not move ahead. And if it is all clear, put me a message, all clear. Yeah, last year's turnover is 130 lakhs. Day one, I can opt for composition. This year, if it is 120, no problem. This year, it went up to 170. Jahan pe 150 exceed hua, go regular, come out, coming in. Within 7 days of coming out of GST, no, sorry, coming out of composition, you have to intimate. Because now you are paying regular tax, you would like to avail the input tax credit. Okay, finish writing example, all clear? Opting in GST. Why I'm writing GST? Opting in composition. You know, when you decide ki regular, say opting in composition from regular. From regular, if you want to shift to composition, input tax credit is to be reversed. You'll have to reverse the input tax credit. You know, when you want to opt out, when you want to opt in composition scheme from regular, you have to reverse the input tax credit. आपको समझ में आ रहा है? You took input tax credit, you were paying output tax, and difference you were paying to government. चल रहा था मजे से. Now you said I want to go for composition. So in composition you can't avail input, you can't pay. So whatever input tax you have already availed, you have to reverse and pay the tax. Pay the tax. 90 days. Don't worry about the days, what I remember I'm giving. Otherwise, we'll do detail in registration. Now, second case is option out of composition. You want to come out of composition like the way we did it in January. Come out of composition to regular. See, now I want to go. Then you can avail the input tax credit within 30 days. Within 7 days, first you inform. Within 7 days of opting out, first you inform that now we are no longer in this and we want to avail. Okay. And then within 30 days, see, from composition, if I'm going to regular, whatever is my purchases, I have paid GST, but I was not availing input. Now I'm going to do output minus input tax payment. तो जो स्टॉक पड़ा है वो डिपार्टमेंट को बताओ, call them for inspection, done, file all the report and avail the input tax credit. This, if it is clear, very good. If it is not clear, leave it as of now. Yeah, in between the year, whenever you come out of that, you will do that. And you know, in all the states, we are selling taxable supply. You know what is taxable supply? Taxable product. But one of my branches is in, say, Surat. And there, Surat, Gujarat mein to allowed hi nahi hai. Galat example hai. So one of my branches is in, say, Agra. There we are selling alcoholic liquor for human consumption. One of my branches. Can we opt for composition? No. Because we are selling the product on which GST is anyhow not there. That is also one of the case laws decision. समझ में आ रहा है आप सबको? Right? Okay. Finished writing until now? I think majorly I have made you write. Now some of the answers I'll make you write. You can put your pens down and thank you so much. Yay! It takes guts to attend these classes regularly and write notes. Literally students are मतलब भाग जाते हैं क्लास में से, कह रहे मैम लिखा रहे हैं, कोई तो फोटो दे दो, कोई तो ये दे दो, कोई तो वो दे दो, क्या क्या दे दो. These are the messages I am seeing in the Telegram also, and then the results are not good, beta. Chalo. Let me open our book material. Already this is shared with all of you. Yes. I will revise section 9 थोड़ा सा बाद में करेंगे, अभी ये पढ़ते हैं साथ में. All right, bang bang. Here starts section 10, that is composition levy. Okay, now tax payment under the scheme is an option available to the taxable person. This scheme would be available only to certain eligible. So this is optional basically. I want all of you to write, dear students, and underline the clue words. Makeup करते हैं 3D 5D बाद में तो यहीं से पढ़ना है. Okay. Section 10.1 and 10.2 is covering composition scheme for goods, and 10.2A is added now, composition scheme for services. Okay, right. All the registered person having same PAN have to opt for composition scheme. If one registered person opts for normal, another is not eligible, right? For example, sale of footwear in Karnataka, sale of mobile in Karnataka, and sale of ready-made garment in Rajasthan. In above scenario, the composition scheme would be applicable for all the 3 units, even though every state my nature of business is different. Here it is raiment showroom, there it is stationery, there it is mobile phone. Fir bhi taxable person cannot opt for composition scheme for footwear and sale of mobile and pay regular tax for the ready-made garments. Okay. Anyone is feeling ki you need explanation, ma'am, you're going fast, pause me, because what I've made you write and given 7 examples, same I am writing here. Chalo. Option lapses if the aggregate turnover exceeds 150 lakhs. Can I call 1.5 crore as 150 lakhs or 75 lakhs? अच्छा लगता है याद करने में. It's half, no? The benefit can be availed up to aggregate turnover of 150 lakhs or 75 lakhs in the current year, and the option available by a registered person shall lapse with effect from the day, underline, aggregate turnover. The day you exceed the limit, limit of the turnover, जहां तक composition में है, it is exempt. उसके बाद से the day you exceed that, it will become taxable. There's no restriction on composition supply to procure the goods. This I want you all to highlight. ये exam में देते हैं. So and so dealer was opting for composition, but he made all his purchases interstate. अरे आराम से करो. You can buy interstate. You cannot sell interstate. Yes. So if they supply interstate, they cannot opt for a composition. But there's no restriction on procuring the goods interstate. Composition tax not to be collected from recipient. A taxable person to whom the provision of composition applies shall not collect any tax from the recipient. So many retailers who go for composition, whatever this is their turnover, on that they pay the tax. But they are not collecting it from the customer or the next one. Why they are not? Because they cannot issue tax invoice. Because they cannot issue tax invoice. Input tax credit cannot be availed. Penal consequence. If proper officer has reason to believe that taxable person has paid tax under composition, despite not eligible, means someone is suppressing the sales. And in addition to any tax he may be payable, he is liable to penalty under section 73 and 74. If you try to cheat and evade your tax, suppress your sales, you're caught up. Composition scheme not applicable for tax payable under reverse charge mechanism. It is important to note that for any tax payable under RCM, the option of payment under the scheme will not be available. Rate of tax payable on supplies under RCM will be regular rates. Super. Suppose Mr. A is opting for composition. Turnover is 80 lakhs. 80 lakhs ka 1%. 80,000 tax he pays. But I'm writing it here. I hope clear hai. But under RCM, reverse charge mechanism, Mr. A has purchased the goods, say of 10 lakhs, on which taxes payable at 12%. Can Mr. A say, Arey, I am a composite supplier, मैं क्यों 12% दूं? I will pay 1%. You are a composite supplier for your sales, for your turnover. pay 1%. But on your purchases under RCM, if you are liable to pay 12%, you have to pay 12%. You can't get into the emotions and pay 1%. Superb example for MCQs. Take down, and if it is not clear, ask me what is not clear. मैं ना बहुत एक्सप्लेनेशन पे मेरा ध्यान है तो राइटिंग खराब हो जाती है. वैसे दिस इज एन एक्सक्यूज, जेन्युइनली माय राइटिंग इज नॉट गुड. अरे इट्स रियली गुड इन द नोटबुक एंड बोर्ड, पर ये टच स्क्रीन वाला तो काम बड़ा खराब है. अभी देखो स्क्रीन ही हैंग हो जा रही है. Okay. I want to repeat, Mr. A is a small manufacturer or a trader who's opting for composition on his sales 80 lakhs at the rate of 1%. But for some reason, he has to pay the tax on RCM basis on some purchases of 10 lakhs. He should pay the tax at the rate of 12%. He can't say, no, once I'm composite, मैं तो ना 1% से ज़्यादा दूंगी ही नहीं, धरना लगाऊंगी. लगा लो, your logic is wrong. This is your purchase and this is your sales. All clear? Good example. Chalo. Customer not entitled to take the credit of composition scheme. Whoever buys from a composite dealer cannot take the credit because I am not issuing tax invoice only. I'm not collecting the tax from you. I'm paying it out of my pocket. Aggregate turnover, market, very important for question and answer. 4 mark. Aggregate turnover means aggregate turnover of all taxable supplies, exempt supplies, export of goods or services having the same PAN, computed on all India basis, but excludes the central states, all UT, GST, IGST, all, and even cess. I missed out writing, but goods compensation cess. The value of inward supplies on which tax is payable by person on the reverse charge mechanism. रिवर्स चार्ज मैकेनिज्म के पास ब्रैकेट में लिख दो रेगुलर रेट. You have to pay the regular rate. And the value of exempted supply of services provided by extending deposit and loans. Did I make you right? Aggregate turnover excludes the taxes, the value of inward supply RCM, and the value of the exempted supply. The value of export and interstate supplies are relevant only while determining aggregate turnover. These values are not relevant when composition dealer pays the tax. कौन से? Export and interstate. Export and interstate. These are included only for the turnover calculation. हाँ, but one thing should be clear कि composition dealer is liable to pay the tax on taxable supplies as well as exempt in few cases. वो next table में और clear हो जाए. Eligibility. Registered person whose aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year does not exceed 150 lakhs can opt. And his turnover shall be 75 lakhs in 8 states. For this I have given you, तो यहाँ भी लिख दो NES2 M3. NAS2, we say no, this person is really nasty, kirkiri करते रहते हैं. So like that, NES2 M3. Okay. For special category states, 75 lakhs, otherwise this. Okay. And for services, what is the turnover limit? 50 lakhs. Chalo, latest amendment. A person opting for composition scheme for goods can also give services other than restaurant along with the supply of goods or supply of restaurant services of the value not exceeding 10% of the turnover in the preceding financial year in that state. मतलब now taxable turnover, no? Whatever turnover पे you are paying composition scheme, that turnover, I gave you example 120 lakhs, तो उसका 10%, 12 lakh or 5 lakh, whichever is higher. So till 12 lakh, in 120 lakhs sale of goods में 12 lakh तक you can give services. Otherwise, if you give services more, you are out of composition. मैम बट अगर 120 गुड्स हैं और 20 सर्विसेज है तभी भी it is 140. They are still below the range of 150, but still they will be out because services have exceed more than 10% of the turnover. I hope you are getting. These are two benchmarks to kick them out of composition. One is you exceed turnover 150 lakhs. Another is your services supply along with supply of goods exceed 10%. है ना? Right. Now what are the rates? Manufacturer, okay, who wants to go for composition? Manufacturers are really facing this trouble. If their turnover is not high, they want to go for composition, free themselves 1% of the turnover. When we say turnover, it will include exempted sales also, but not uske baad wale, interstate or wholesale. Restaurant, it is 5%. 2.5 in this CGST and SGST, total 5%. Other supplies, it is 1%. Okay. Other supplies जो भी है आपका of goods, एक तो मैन्युफैक्चरर और रेस्टोरेंट को छोड़ के अदर सप्लाईज है तो 1% of the turnover of taxable supplies. Here you will not include the exempted supply in the state. So if you are a manufacturer, you have to pay 1% on, not on aggregate turnover, on taxable turnover and exempt. Restaurant 5% on taxable and exempt. Other supplies 1% only on taxable turnover and services 6%. रेट्स रट्टा मारना पड़ेगा बेटा. 2 मिनट देखो क्या कंफ्यूजन है, पूछो. I always say for composition it is 40-20-20 rule. 40 minutes of writing, 20 minutes of explanation, 20 minutes next solve problem, class is over. Bye. But please wait, I want to revise section 9. Manufacturer के लिए क्या rate है composition? 1%. Restaurant, तो you all, next time you go to a restaurant, see the bill. Now can I ask you one practical question? If you go to restaurants wherein liquor is also served, तो अल्कोहल लिकर पे तो जीएसटी नहीं है. Otherwise, restaurant services are covered in 5%. So how will they do the billing? Have you seen the menu card of liquor is only separate? अब मैम हम तो लिकर पीते नहीं, तो हम भी नहीं पीते, पर ये देखा हुआ है. This is all observation. So then in the restaurants, along with the liquor, the bill on the liquor is separately prepared because on that state excise and all 28% जो वो सब लगेगा. And for restaurant services, it will be 5%. Clear? 5% or whatever, जो भी. Suppose you are not in composition, so regular restaurant services might come in 18%. So restaurant services पे food and all 18%. Alcoholic liquor and all separately, because on that GST is not there. ठीक है? Services के लिए 6%, other supplies के लिए 1%. Okay, this is an amendment, so given in bold, that as per section 10(2), manufacturers of 5 notified goods are not eligible for composition if turnover exceeds 40 lakhs. Ma'am, just now you said you can go for composition up to 150 lakhs turnover and next to wale states mein 75 lakhs. But for these items, if your turnover exceeds 40 lakhs, now see, if your turnover exceeds 40 lakh, you are as it is क्या बोलेंगे उसको, अगर 40 lakhs exceed हो गया तो वैसे ही registration कराना है ना, तो you will not go for composition if your turnover exceeds 40 lakhs. Ice creams and edible, 1 minute, this was ice cream and edible ice, okay. Pan masala, tobacco, aerated waters. If you are manufacturing this and if your turnover is above 40 lakhs, very common. Nowadays, so many private aerated waters अपने अपने नाम के शुरू कर देते हैं, poly packs and plastic packs and all. They set up the units, filter the water, pack it and give it to all the hotels and functions and weddings and all. Huh? So there, if your turnover exceeds 40 lakhs, and if you are manufacturing ice cream, pan masala, tobacco, aerated water, you cannot go for composition. Added to this is manufacturing of fly ash bricks, building bricks, earthen roofing tiles, etc. Okay. अब ये नाम है, they might ask you in MCQ because this is latest added. Okay, right. चलो let us take up question number 1. हम पीछे जाके करेंगे. अभी है faith limit. I think we did question number 1 for that reverse charge mechanism. ठीक है, अभी ये करते हैं. These are like simple questions. Faith Limited opted for composition for retail showroom in Hyderabad and second in Bikaner. The turnover of the first quarter. Last year's turnover is Hyderabad ka 85, Bikaner ka 30. Is it less than 150? Yes. Can they go for composition? Yes. Now this year, what is their total turnover? Total turnover of the showroom 1 is 15 lakhs. In that, okay, they are not manufacturers, huh? They are retailers. So if they are retailers, they will come under which category? Are they manufacturer? No. Are they restaurant? No. Are they services? No. They are other suppliers. So only on the taxable turnover, that is, all this is in lakhs. So 5 lakhs pay 1%. 5,000 GST they will pay. 10 lakhs पे 10,000. टोटल कितना पे करेंगे? 15,000. हो गया. You can write the answer there. 1% GST under composition scheme they can pay on taxable turnover. And if you're finished writing over there, go and write. Here it is taxable turnover. Here it is 1% of the turnover. मतलब taxable plus exempt दोनों पे लगता है. वहां लिखा नहीं है, पर टैक्सेबल और एग्जाम दोनों पे लगेगा. राइट, चलो नेक्स्ट. ट्रस्ट कोचिंग लिमिटेड. नाउ कोचिंग, दे आर इन विच कैटेगरी? सर्विसेज. Services, if you want to go composition, will you go 1%? No. 5%? No. Other supplies? No. 6%. आ गया. चलो चलते हैं. Trust Coaching Limited opted for composition and has branch 1 in Nagpur, branch 2 in Pune. Last year's turnover is 45 lakhs. Services के लिए what is the limit? 50 lakhs. For goods, the limit is 150 lakhs and 8 states 75 lakhs. For services, the limit is 50 lakhs. So compute the GST payable. ठीक है, क्या रेट से पे करेंगे बेटा? 6%. What's the total turnover? 5 lakh का 6%. 5 6 30,000. 10 lakhs का 6%. 60,000. Total 90,000 at the rate of 6%. Please ask if you have any doubt, and if it is easy, put me a message. All clear? Ma'am, these problems are really very simple. Yes, absolutely. They are. Person not eligible to opt for composition scheme. Supplier engaged in making any supply of goods and services which are not eligible. हाँ, जैसे हमने आपको बताया कि if you are making आइसक्रीम, पान मसाला, tobacco, you are not eligible. Suppliers engaged in making interstate outward supply. ये एग्जाम में in question 1 bit is asked. If you are making interstate, you can buy interstate, Baba, no problem. But don't sell interstate. Person supplying any goods and services through e-commerce operator. Manufacturer of ice cream, pan masala, tobacco, aerated water. और यहाँ वो नाम ऐड करना रह गया, कर लो ना. Bricks and tiles. Bricks and tiles. Supplier who is a CTP, casual taxable person, or non-resident. Non-resident can't say, Arey, once I came to India, I'm from France, just allow me to pay the tax as per composition and I'll go bye-bye. No, you cannot. Advantage is if they ask you a theory question, low rate of tax. See, when small people, they are paying 1% and 6%. And those who are claiming output input, they are paying 80%. Even they are, what do you call it as? कि वो लोग भी ना compete कर रहे हैं. Hassle-free, simple procedures, quarterly payment and monthly payment, quarterly return, simple calculation, very simple annual return, and this. So these are the advantages. Okay. Now, Intimation for the composition levy. These rules name, if you remember, okay. If not, ignore. सेक्शन याद रहेगा. सेक्शन 10 9 किसका है? लेवी के लिए. रिवर्स चार्ज मैकेनिज्म. 8 किसका है? composite and mixed supply. What is 7? Parameters of supply. What is schedule 1? Deemed supply. What is schedule 2? Is it goods or services? What is schedule 3? Negative list. This is cumulative knowledge. If you can do a mental revision like this, you will enjoy income tax and GST. इनकम टैक्स में लिटरली व्हेन आई गिव होमवर्क स्टूडेंट से मैम बट वो प्री कंस्ट्रक्शन पीरियड स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम विच डेट. आई सेड गो एंड रेफर टिल यू लर्न इट. कोई डिफिकल्ट नहीं है. नो रैंक होल्डर्स आर born intelligent. It's just they put extra effort and they make themselves lucky. Literally I've seen this. Chalo. If it is a new registration, how to exercise the option? Intimate in the registration form from the effective date of registration. If it is a new registration, like I gave you the example, first 40 lakhs, so we were unregistered. The day we registered, we intimated them, okay, we want to go for composition. We have crossed 40 lakhs. And a registered person who wants to go for composition, registered person means he can check his PPY, no? Intimate in the prescribed form in the beginning of the financial year. See, new person who wants to opt for composition should say at the time of registration, effective date of registration, कि now I want to go for composition. But registered person who's opting for rule 4, beginning of the financial year. Okay, now from here it is very easy. It's a revision. Person exercising the option under section 10 shall comply with following conditions. He is neither a casual taxable person, they can't apply. The goods held in stock by him have not been purchased from unregistered supplier. He shall pay tax under RCM, full tax. Even if I am a composite supplier, 1% manufacturer who may, but on RCM, if I am liable to pay 18%, I have to pay. He was not engaged in manufacturing of the goods or notified ice cream and all. He shall mention composition taxable person not eligible to collect tax on all bill of supply. Why bill of supply? Because he cannot issue invoice, tax invoice. ये सब आगे भी chapter में आएगा procedure. Bill of supply shall be issued instead of tax invoice. Tax shall not be collected from the recipient. जिसको I am selling, I cannot collect any tax because I have not issued tax invoice. Ma'am, all this is repetition. Yeah. He cannot avail input tax credit. Composition scheme availed shall include all registered person having same penalty shall be imposed in case of irregular availment and all. 73, 74. Registered person paying tax under section 10 may not file fresh intimation every year and he may continue to pay tax. Superb. Once I opted in for composition, I am assumed to be opted in unless I say that I want to opt out. Okay? Right. Now this part I literally want all of you to read because this is procedure which we are going to do in other chapters. Till this option exercised by registered person to pay shall remain valid as long as he satisfies all the conditions. The composite tax payable person shall be liable to pay normal tax the day he ceases to satisfy. He shall start issuing tax invoice and within 7 days of the occurrence of event. Now look at the language. What is the occurrence of event? You came out of composition. So within 7 days, inform in this form number if you can learn. GST CMP देख के composition कभी कभी काम आता है MCQs में. If not, it's okay. Application of withdrawal. Registered person who intends to withdraw from composition shall before date file an application. Yeah. Show cause notice for cessation of option or violation. If he has not fulfilled, the department will give him 15 days time. Okay. And then they will pass the final order. Stock whatever he is having. Okay. For that, the day you withdraw the option within a period of 30 days, he can claim the input tax credit. Okay. By giving all the stock details. And once you withdraw from one units, you withdraw from all units. Bye bye. Wholesale mein bye bye. I call it wholesale mein bye bye. Once you opt out of composition in Maharashtra, you are by default opted out in Delhi and Kolkata also, your other branches. And penal provisions, this is all repeated. ठीक है? यहाँ से we are taking up questions for the, as we said, exactly 20 minutes. We have studied the concept. Any doubts you have, put up. Otherwise, just take 2-3 minutes break. Quickly आ जाओ जल्दी से. Coming 20 minutes, we will do all these questions if required in class, if required in notebook. And then I'll revise the section 9 also. And then bye-bye. अभी नहीं, break के बाद. ठीक है? Right. Take a break and come back fast.
ही चला चल रही, यूं ही चला चल रही, कितनी हसीन है ये दुनिया। फूल सारे झमेले देख, फूलों के मेले, बड़ी रंगीन है ये दुनिया। तुम
All right, chalo. Let us take up questions. Are you all back? Actually, take a break. Huh? Even if you feel like sitting there itself, do take a break. because more than 1 hour we are sitting in front of the system. Even if you're watching it as recording, very essential. Movement is necessary so that when you come back you study quality good. ठीक है, चलो साथ में करते हैं. Fourth question we are doing right now. Okay, anyone is having any doubt or you want to revise once again or clear? Composition scheme, who is eligible, up to what turnover, how to calculate aggregate turnover, what are the rates. Sunny Trading Company, please take part completely into this. साथ में solve करेंगे. Sunny Trading Company, an eligible registered dealer in making intrastate supplies within the state of Andhra Pradesh, has reported aggregate turnover of 79 lakhs in the preceding financial year. Determine whether Sunny Trading Company will be eligible for composition levy as on 31st October. Okay. Preceding financial year, what was the turnover? 70 lakh. This is 33 October. This year का date आएगा 23. Every 6 months we have to change the dates, the rates. Very difficult. So कहीं ना कहीं कुछ रह जाता है, उसको change करना. Now, determine whether Sunny Trading Company will be eligible as on 31st October 23. Yes, because last year's turnover is okay, 79 lakhs. Will your answer be different if the company is making intrastate supply? Intrastate supply within the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Intrastate supply means what? You can opt for composition, but Jammu and Kashmir में वहाँ का वहाँ intrastate and Andhra Pradesh में वहाँ का वहाँ. Are you getting? In composition, you can have your turnover in 2-3 states, but cross turnover should not be there. Clear? So, will your answer be different? No, he can still go for composition. Clear or not? My explanation. Will your answer be different if Sunny Trading Company is making intrastate supply with the state of Meghalaya? Yes, answer will change because Meghalaya comes in NAS2 M3 and for them the turnover limit is 75 lakhs and his turnover is 79 lakhs. So in the third case he will be not eligible. If this discussion is okay, we'll write like this. If you want to write an answer in notebook and check, we'll do that. So third case, the answer will change. Yes, he cannot opt in for composition scheme. Why? Because his turnover has exceeded 75 lakhs and he's doing the business in Meghalaya. Armor Limited is manufacturing. So don't write NAS2 and all. Just write ki in the 8 states the turnover limit is 75 lakhs. So in Meghalaya it's 75 lakhs and this is 79 lakhs. So he cannot opt in. Armor Limited is a manufacturing concern. Total value of supplies, inward supplies, including the inward supplies under RCM are 1 crore 2,60,000 excluding taxes. The breakup of the supplies is given. Explain whether Armor Limited is eligible or not. Whenever they ask you, is this and this eligible, dear students, they are asking you aggregate turnover. Ki what is the aggregate turnover? So now, in aggregate turnover, will you take intrastate supplies made under forward charge mechanism? Section 9(1). Forward charge mechanism mein, will you take? Yes. Intrastate supplies made which are chargeable to nil. Exempted में सब आ गया. Nil rate, zeros rate, non-taxable. Intrastate supplies which are wholly exempt under section 7. Yeah. value of inward supply on which we have paid the tax on RCM. This will not be a part of the aggregate turnover, as this is my purchase. I am paying the tax on RCM basis. So now what's the total of these three? 50, 60, 90 and 100 lakhs. Clear? 100 lakhs is my turnover. Is it less than 150 lakhs? Yes. Can I opt for the composition scheme? Answer is yes. बोलो, किसी को कोई डाउट है? Can I say how will you present the fifth answer? You'll have to write. You can't just write yes and no and get 3 marks. Huh? एग्जाम में आपको बिल्कुल लिखना पड़ेगा. एक आंसर लिख लो. प्रॉब्लम नंबर कौन सा चल रहा है? फिफ्थ. Aggregate turnover for composition scheme. Aggregate turnover for composition scheme. Write down please all of you in notebook. Will you take intrastate supply? Intrastate supply in forward charge mechanism. Yes, we will take. Intrastate supply is chargeable to nil rate. Nil rate, exempted, zero rate, non-taxable, all you will take. Next is intrastate supply, which is exempt. Intrastate supply exempt. Write it to get a good speed, to use the calculator, to complete the paper in 3 hours mindset. And then inward supply. Inward supply on which tax paid on RCM basis. नहीं लेंगे वो. तो what is the aggregate turnover? Use this word. एग्जाम में ये वर्ड टर्म दिखना है. टोटल टर्नओवर. मैम टोटल और एग्रीगेट एक ही है. इंग्लिश नहीं आता क्या? नहीं आता ना. दिस इज लॉ लाइक एप्लीकेशन. 100 lakhs. Now write down our conclusion. Armor Limited is eligible to opt for composition scheme as the aggregate turnover is less than 150 lakhs. 3 out of 3 marks. Yay! Easy. If something is tough and technical, यहाँ भी है एक आधा topic, not tough, but थोड़ा vast है, like exemption. थोड़ा बड़ा है. तो अगर कुछ, if there is something very easy like this, like spoon feeding questions you will get in exam from composition, even RCM, जो कल किया था. चलो. XYZ is having 2 factories, one in Madhya Pradesh and another in Goa. So intrastate supply of Madhya Pradesh 28 lakhs ले लेंगे. Auto components in Goa. See, you can have sales in 2 different states, no problem. But state ka state, interstate hua, gone. What's the total value of the taxable supplies? 46. Company wants to opt for composition scheme for MP and normal tax advice. Not possible. Even if their total turnover is just 46 lakhs, it's not possible. Are you liking the quality of questions we are doing? These are all past exam. Now I'm not written the attempt that June 22 and May 23 and all. Or a core PDF I will be sending you for all the past exam questions. And I have made a separate PDF for all the amendments also, chapter wise. That also I'll send you. If I miss out, just remind me. weekend है ना, कल Saturday I'll send you. So it's not possible to go for composition scheme for one. Now you can't write not possible. Huh? You have to write ki either XYZ Limited should opt for composition for MP and Goa both unit, or they have to opt out. They can't do one this and one that. Done. Sultan and Co. partnership firm in Nagpur is a wholesaler for product P and Q by way exempt, and in the state of Maharashtra. Its aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year is 130 lakh. The firm wishes to opt for composition. However, its accountant is of the view that the person engaged in making the supply of exempted goods is not eligible for the said scheme. Assume that Sultan and Son is not engaged in manufacturing of the goods. Okay. But they are wholesalers. What is their last year's turnover? Last year's turnover kitna hai? 130 lakhs. Okay, are they eligible? Yes, they are eligible. Even exempted goods hai, to bhi they are eligible for composition scheme, as the turnover is less than 150 lakhs. It's just 130 lakhs. Next, a person availing composition scheme under 10-1-10-2 Haryana crosses the turnover of 150 lakhs in the month of December. The day you opt out of composition, within 7 days you have to fill up that CMP 04 form. Will he be allowed to pay under composition for the remaining of the year? Answer is no. And then you have to write the procedure here. Within 7 days from 31st of December, he has to fill up the form CMP 04 and intimate that he has opted out of composition. He will pay the regular tax, and whatever is the stock on 31st December, he can claim input tax credit. He can claim input tax credit. Clear to all of you? Chalo. Syed Enterprise has 2 registered places in Delhi. Its aggregate turnover for preceding year for both places is 120 lakh. It wishes to pay tax under composition for one place in current year while normal. It's not possible now. Why same question. Raj has registered repair center where electronic goods are repaired. His repair center is located in Rajasthan and he's not engaged in making any interstate supply. His aggregate turnover is 45 lakhs. Okay. So I hope you remember that those who are only in services, he's a service center repairing. Up to 50 lakhs of the turnover, they can go. Okay. Right. But story continues. With reference to the provisions of the CGST Act, examine whether Raj can opt for composition scheme under 10-1-10-2. Yes, of course, because his turnover is less than 50 lakhs. Or whether he is eligible to avail benefit of composition scheme under 10-2A. Okay, so if he is only into services, which scheme he will go? 10-2A. Considering the option of payment of tax available, compute the amount of tax payable by him, assuming that his turnover is 35 lakhs. See, last year's turnover is less than 50 lakhs. So you all remember, for goods it is 10-1-10-2. For services it is 10-2A. He can opt for composition in 10-2A because last year's turnover is 45 lakhs and this year's turnover 35 lakhs. And for services, what is the rate? 6%. For manufacturers, 1%. For restaurant, 5%. Other than manufacturers, 1%. Okay? And here 6%. So 35 lakhs का 6%. कितना आता है देखो? मैम वो एग्जामिनर कैलकुलेट कर लेंगे ना, फिर मार्क्स भी नहीं देंगे आपको. So you will pay under composition GST 2,10,000. Will your answer differ if Raj procures few items required for providing repair service from neighboring state? Every exam I have seen this bit. Raj is going for composition because his turnover is less than 50 lakhs. He's ready to pay. But he's buying some material for repairing and all interstate. He is allowed. Maybe 10th time in the last 2 hours I've said, interstate purchases is not a problem. Interstate sales, if you make, you cannot go for composition. Within 2-3 states you can. You have one branch in Goa, Goa ka Goa mein sell karo, MP ka MP mein, Maharashtra ka Maharashtra mein, no problem. Goa to MP, gone. You can't go for composition. Is my speed fine? See, if you are not following one bit also, without hesitation, ask. Because that way then your mind is stuck up over there. You're not listening to next what I'm saying. Hai na? Chalo. Last one. Chetan Agency is a registered dealer is supplying all type of electronic appliances in the state of Telangana. Their aggregate turnover in the preceding year is 120 lakhs. The firm expects to provide repair and maintenance services. Most important question. They are selling appliances, kitchen appliances like pressure cooker and all those. Kitna turnover hai? 120 lakhs. But with that, they intend to give some AMCs, repairs and maintenance, that if you buy from our store, 1 year we will do the service at nominal rate or whatever. So whether the firm can opt for the composition scheme under 10.1, 10.2 for the current financial year, even if they are supplying both goods and services, yes. If yes, what amount of services they can provide, this will surely come in MCQs. I will ask the same question in the class test. Abhi bata de rahi. Control C, Control V. 120 lakhs is your turnover. Then what is A bit? 10% of 120 lakhs, that is 12 lakhs. Or B bit is 5 lakhs, whichever is higher. So in 120 lakhs, included in 120 lakhs are total turnover of goods and services. Services can be given up to 12 lakhs. Up to 12 lakhs. No problem. अच्छा है, एकदम clear है आप सबको, right? More questions I'll be sending you today's sheet, wherein past exams questions from all the chapters are grouped in, and you keep that sheet print out together. Those who have this book, at the end only we have given past exam questions. If you have any ifs and buts, या ये चीज clear नहीं है, वो चीज clear नहीं है, composition में पूछो. Otherwise, don't leave the class. It's like a prayer or cumulative revision of the last class, especially e-commerce operator where there is amendment. Last class we have done section 9 and we have written running notes also for that, है ना? चलो तो यहाँ से पढ़ते हैं. Section 9 is the levy of the GST. Sure, I'll do question number 6. You have some confusion? Because I started the screen, allow me to do this and then I'll go to your doubts. Sure. Okay, listen all of you. Chargeability section means you can levy the GST on supply. Now, what is supply and all that is covered in chapter 2. But forward charge says when you are supplying the goods or services, you can levy the GST on the value of supply, which you determine as per section 15. Okay? Under forward charge mechanism. Who will collect the tax? Seller. Who will bear it? Buyer. And seller will pay the difference to government. Section 9.2 says GST is not levied on petrol, diesel, ATF and all those items. Section 9.3 talks about reverse charge mechanism, that even though I am the supplier of service, Rohan's cab service, they are giving cab service to Arch Limited Company. Recipient is registered. They will take input tax credit of 18,000. But reverse charge mechanism, the recipient who pays the money, who receives the goods, who receives the services, they will pay the tax. Okay. 9.4. RCM is applicable when goods are supplied by unregistered. Not all the cases, but there are some cases wherein if the dealer is supplier is unregistered, then because the buyer is registered, he will pay the tax. And 9.5 is e-commerce operator. E-commerce operator is neither the supplier nor the recipient. He is the middleman. Online portals, Flipkart, Urban Clap, Swiggy, Amazon, whatever. He sells to customer, customer pays him the money. Can you see on screen? And then he deducts TDS and gives it to supplier. This is TDS 194 of income tax. पर GST कौन charge करेगा? E-commerce operator. Who will pay the GST to government? E-commerce operator. Clear? Right. So, acha, goods transport agencies, they have option either to pay forward charge 12% or if they give service, let the others recipient pay. Whoever is receiving the goods from goods transport agency can pay the tax on RCM basis at the rate of 5%. But when you pay the tax on RCM basis here, okay, no input tax can be availed. Okay? Same as the GST on the motor vehicle. Abhi, this is an amendment here based on the case laws. What is happening? That body corporate is booking the motor vehicle for a fixed time. Every day morning 6 to 9, we want 3 cabs at the service so that our employees and directors can come to the company office. So who is going to pay the tax? Body corporate on RCM basis 5%. Okay, right. Now because the rate is subsidized, they will not take input tax credit. On RCM basis, if they pay full tax, they can claim input tax credit. Now suppose the body corporate is booking the vehicles for predetermined route, like a routine cab. All the directors together, they want to go to a restaurant. So they book the cab and they put all the charges in the company, including hotel bill. So now who is paying the tax here? The Ola, Uber at the rate of 12%. RCM not payable by the body corporate. Who will pay the tax in routine? Ola, Uber, because it's a routine. So, it's not punishment कि we are body corporate, so always we will pay the tax under RCM. This is a new example added. Check it, please, all of you. Detail we have learned in 1.5 hours full lecture, last lecture. Okay. Today is day 7. This is day 6. There with all of you. In the app also it is there. You can check up. Okay, now if you are a full-time director in a company and you're getting salary remuneration under 192 TDS is deducted, no GST. You can add on here because there is employer-employee relationship. Employer or employee relationship है, कोई GST नहीं लगता. But if you are a freelancing director and you are getting sitting fees and other professional fees from the company will pay the GST on RCM basis. Classification of goods is HSN code 4-digit, 6-digit. Classification services, service accounting code. And this one I feel is very important for all the 2024 exam. E-commerce operator who pay tax under section 9.5. Earlier there were only radio cabs, Ola, Uber and all, they are paying the tax. Motorbike, maxi cabs have been added. Accommodation in hotels through Oyo, Trivago, all. Housekeeping services like Urban Clap. They are also e-commerce operator. Actually, you are getting the services from Urban Clap. Urban Clap is paying GST, but neither they are giving service nor they are receiving. They are only connecting. Restaurant, Swiggy and Zomato. Unless you call for food from a restaurant where per day tariff is 7,500, तो restaurant खुद ही registered है. See, few cases if the restaurant itself is registered and they are charging the tax on forward charge mechanism, why should BB pay e-commerce operator? Okay, right? So from this it is over. 1 second. 6th question. What is the doubt? Ask me. And one more thing. RCM के cases आप सबको याद है ना? Senior advocate giving services, arbitrary tribunal, sponsorship services. Just Just look at that list 2-3 times. Naam yaad hai to bhi you will be able to do it. Sixth question. XYZ Limited has 2 factories. One in Madhya Pradesh. Another is in Goa. Madhya Pradesh is selling within the state. Goa is selling within the state. Their total turnover is 46 lakhs. Can they opt for composition? Yes. But company wants to opt for composition for MP and they want to pay normal tax for Goa. It's not possible. Either you go for composition for both because your turnover is less than 150 lakhs, or you go for normal for both. But you can't go one here and one there. You know, एक कहावत होती है ना, दो नाव में पैर नहीं रखना है, नहीं तो गिर जाओगे पानी में. That's the story. Is the logic clear now? Thank you so much for attending this live class, asking so many doubts, commenting, sharing your views. That's the reason we are not taking it live in YouTube. Okay. But every week, last time I posted one of the lecture. Ekada one lecture, I'll post it in the YouTube also, because this is a topic. If students see this one topic also, they can get 4 out of 4 marks. Ultimately, I want result of DT and IDT together. And for CMA students, definitely I'll do customs also. Maybe it will be April end, because lot of things are piled up for CA exam which are not postponed. पर करेंगे, customs भी करेंगे, at least the important part, so that you get 10 out of 10 in custom also and you score wonderful marks in this subject, right? I hope you are getting confidence now in DT by watching DT Sarathi Fastrack batch that's live in YouTube. And don't miss the schedule. Tomorrow तो we are doing return of income, advanced tax. Return of income में भी PAN में बहुत सारे amendments हैं. And whenever you get a message that we are doing total income practice batch, aa jao, join kar lo. Calculate the tax as per default, as per normal, and compare. That's what I want to take up. Okay. एक दो और problems थे for recent exam. I'll click the picture and send in WhatsApp group. And you all please post all the pictures like you did for place of supply and all in the group, right? See you all in the next class. You'll get a message. It's a weekend. From Monday, we are taking daily class. Monday, directly after this, I want to take up now थोड़े से important chapters जो practical है. Time of supply, value of supply. उसके बाद क्या करें? Time of supply value. Input tax credit. Once we do that, then rest 2-3 topics are very simple. Registrations and 3 electronic credit ledger payment and returns. So like this, we can go in a nice flow. Okay. Next week, we are doing practical topics. Thank you. Thank you so much, all of you. See you all in the next class. Bye-bye. Any doubt you have, GST and taxes are dynamic. Aaj subah, I don't know, do you all listen to the voice note? I cleared a doubt for ATTTA. Suna apne? Yeah? See, it's a doubt of a student, but might be it will clarify you. Then someone was asking doubt for keyman insurance policy. Whatever your doubts are, put it in the group. Might be if I am into class, someone else is clearing now in the group. Or if I am available, I will do it. Okay, right. Thank you. Bye-bye, all of you. When you get the link, do share it with at least 5 of your friends. Let them all get this daring की GST तो बहुत level of questions कितने easy थे composition में, ऐसे ही आएंगे. चलो, bye all of you.